I haven't been sleeping well recently. Against my best wishes to just fall asleep and end the misery of the day, my body just couldn't help but feel a bit restless. Having don't really know why or how to solve this problem, like your most sane insomniac, I took it upon myself to go for a night walk. What greeted me was something extraordinary. The carless streets, the empty buildings, and best of all, the night sky. At that moment, I felt free. I felt like I owned the world. I felt like I could do anything, be anyone, without having to be afraid of ending up on Live League. Thus, I thought to myself at that moment, yeah, maybe all I had to do was listen to the call of the night. This was the story of Yamori Ko in Yofukashi no Uta. Ko, a 14-year-old boy who was fed up with his current way of life, one day stood up and just say, "Fuck it, I'm not going to school anymore." His days of doing nothing have left him unfulfilled and full of energy, so he decided that he would go on night walks. On his first outing, he encountered Nazuna, a mysterious young girl who then invited him to her house. And like any other sane 14-year-old boy who just met someone dressed like a public flasher, he said yes. Nazuna turns out to be a vampire whose only intention was to, quote, fool around, have fun, suck blood. Yamori, realizing that the vampire life has no social shackles, no responsibility, and no restraints, decided that he'd become one as well. But one requirement of turning into a vampire in this world is that you'd have to fall in love with the vampire before they suck your blood. If I had a quarter for every time Cole makes a reckless decision, I'd have 3. It's not a lot, but it's weird that it happened 3 times, because not only did this 14-year-old boy break his sleep cycle, he also followed a woman home and decided to fall in love with her and eventually becoming a vampire. That's insane. Well, anything for that vampiracy, am I right? Although I've never been a fan of vampires or stories related to vampires, Yofukashi no Uta brings something new to the table that few to no manga have been able to achieve before, or at least not that I've seen. A feeling of walking the streets at night. It's a strange feeling. It's empty, it's quiet, yet full of allure and wonder. You may walk a path by day and take that same path back at night, and it's totally valid to think to yourself then, where the fuck am I? The story of Yofukashi no Uta is like the night itself. It is alluring, yet a slow burn, so I know it might not be suited for everyone. Personally though, I think that's one of the things that make this manga really stand out from the rest. Because who doesn't want to stay a little bit longer with a blue-eyed, white-haired, squeaky old hooker vampire who gets embarrassed upon romance? I know I would. On Yamoriko's night walks with Nazuna, he runs into other vampires and other night walkers who propel the story forward while infusing more night into us readers. We get to see an overworked office lady with a shitty boss, a cafe maid with a desire to become number 1, a dummy mommy detective with a decade-long investigation, Cole's old friends, and so on. With each encounter and each interaction, Ko not only comes to understand more about himself, but learn more about his partner in crime Nazuna and her mysterious past. The nightlife for me, however, is just another story vehicle, something that stands as the foundation for the thing that I find truly the most charming thing about this manga. The special bond between Ko and Nazuna, or for the lack of a better word, love. Through my years of watching rom-com anime, reading rom-com manga, and vicariously trying to feel young again, I can tell that the relationship aspect in Yofukashi no Uta is one of few instances where the author goes above and beyond what is conventional romance. In the first few chapters, we get to see the life of Yamoriko before he became a night dweller, who was just like any other middle school boys who try their best to succeed in life. He was smart, his grades were good, friends flock around him every break time, and he even got confessed to. But to him, it was all an act, a mask he put up to play along with the shackles society put on him. He was actually a quiet person, thoughtful, brooding, kept to himself a lot, and did not know what love is. Nazuna too wasn't like the other vampires. She stays outside of the circle. She keeps to herself and likes smutty jokes, but at the end of the day, does not know how romance works. Their fortunate encounter is one hell of a miracle only after the invention of the wheel, in which I and you may be the third of. Their relationship was symbiotic. She gets to suck blood, and he gets to become a vampire, and everything was purely physical. Wonder how that went. The lullaby of the Nightwalkers draws in not only insomniacs and vampires, but also these 2 lovely idiots right here. As the story progresses, we not only see them hang out and have fun together, but they also stand up for each other in the face of danger without any hesitation. A bond turns into trust, trust turns into friendship, and friendship turns them to the night, aka the unexplored territory, aka love. The call of the night may be literal, but also becomes very abstract. These one-of-a-kind relationships don't happen often in media, but it's real and it's raw. It is beyond romance. I mean, what is love anyway? Baby don't hurt me no more? I'd say hurt them 1,000 times harder, physically. Beat them up, show them how much you care. You don't know how to love? Fuck it, try. Go hard, go crazy, bite them, suck each other off all I care. You deserve it. You all deserve a suck. That wasn't in the script. Yofukashi Nota is a story about the night in both senses of the word. It's a love story as old as time, but it is love beyond romance. It's slow, it's different, it's charming, and it's cathartic. Although you know Ko and Azuna's bond is further than anything you and I may be able to achieve in our lifetime, you still couldn't help but root for them. Root for every time they go out, they'd find each other again. Root for every time one is weak, the other is right there by their side. As the story explores the night, the emotions and the relationships between people, we can also reflect on our own night and why we're lying here at 3 AM reading this manga over and over and over again. I was once a pensive teenager too. No big responsibility, no rent to pay. All I had to think about was what am I living for? Or what I wanted to be. So all of Ko's contemplations, all of Nazuna's fooling around, and all of the other characters' drive and motivation hit very close to home for me. And that is why Yofukashi no Uta is my second most favorite manga of all time, and the most charming one that you might never read. This series not only gave me an insight to my psyche, but it also gave me insight to the possibility that maybe I have a type. And they say don't stick your dick in crazy. Now that's crazy.
Complete fucking degenerate.
Ayo, SHOWGUMN このハグライフは続く永遠停電乾燥する今夜のダンスフロアに向けてまき散らす俺らの名言恋もん同士好きもん同士握手で始まりハグでつながる初めてのやつも心配好評刺激してやるこの KOT マジック今日はこの音にナンパされなそこでしかめ面してんのは誰ださあさあフロアに出ておいでよ勘ぐってないでこっち来なよほらほらほらほらどうだ俺らの妄想スタイルはこうだ互いに認め合